Hello everyone. So for those who are watching my YouTube channel, you probably know that I get out of body and I talk with various kinds of beings and Ubis for me is like an everyday thing and so it's a given. And lately I've also been doing the Soul Retrieval work with Rich and it's actually paying off. I'm learning a lot, I'm getting this various information and it's like really good, really enlightening, explains a lot. And I've been like looking through the comments and trying to answer everyone because a few days I was out of my grandparents, no internet there, so I couldn't get back to everyone on time. But anyway, I think I've wrote back to everyone, and yeah, I just want to make a video like share what I've learned because the last few days, I think yesterday, day before yesterday, I was doing sort of work again and working on various cases, like mainly on myself, but like different aspects of myself that went missing, entities and beings that are targeting humanity, different things like that. And boy, do we have a lot to share. So, with various questions that people have been asking, like, how intelligent are those beings out there and everything like that, they're really intelligent. Like, if we have humans, like, let's say Albert Einstein and some, like, scientists who have, like, a high IQ and stuff, they're, like, 10 times smarter than that. And I mean, like, it's easy for them. Like, they've been living for thousands and millions of years, while we live only like up to 100 years if we are lucky, but then our bodies die, and we probably will reincarnate, losing our memory again, and be like downgraded and more retarded, like usual, as their plan of controlling humanity. And um, it's interesting how much they are actually controlling us, how much we're being monitored and tracked and everything. Because uh, if you've watched my latest video, I've been showing how I went onto another realm where they had their bases, their servers, and everything. And I was looking through the database that they had, and basically all the humans on Earth are being tracked by those entities. They have, their little lasers and targets us, so everyone's being followed. All of our information is on their list. They know everything about us. And another neat thing that I've learned recently from those beings is that they are really targeting animals. And it's easy to explain. Basically, we eat animals. Like, almost everyone on Earth eats them. It's again a thing, like, it's being trained. Like, we need protein, we need meat, and all this stuff. And of course, like, I will not judge anyone who eat meat because I myself, like, from time to time, rarely will eat meat as well. So, it's a thing. But what I've learned is that those entities are targeting animals, and they're basically projecting and I don't know how to explain it well. Projecting, injecting, or just making sure that a lot of beings and entities will get inside an animal. So for animal, like they cannot see it. It's like it's so micro and like basically animals will not feel it, will not think about it. It's just there with their bacteria in their body and like whatever. So animal will live a normal life and do whatever until the time of death. And once we get that animal in our table and like we eat it and get it inside our body, all those entities and beings that were inside the animal will become a part of ours. Now that's where the fun begins. Basically, the entities have it all arranged so that the whole humanity has the mindset of we need to eat meat, we need to eat animals and all the stuff. So once we consume that, we get a lot of beings that were inside the animal. For animals, it's nothing. For us, once we consume it, those entities become a part of us and can now target us. So, as I've mentioned, like those beings are able to track us, they're able to track us inside out. It's a big thing. It's not only the outside, it's not only like, okay, they know our looks, they know what we're like or not. They know exactly and everything about what's inside our body. Those entities can travel up and down, and you can imagine a human body like a multiverse, or just let's say a galaxy, universe. So we look at the stars, we look at the sun, we have planets, we can travel and do all sorts of things. Like if you get out of body, you can like go to various places, and for you, it's all a massive thing. But what if the universe or the galaxy was inside your body? Every single blood cell, every like you just go from your toes to your head. There's a lot of things to go through and experience if you were a small little bitty cell. So so that's how vast and big this whole thing is. For those entities, our body is like a whole universe where they can do tons of things, where they can affect us and learn everything about us, read us inside out. They can affect like literally every single cell, every blood, like make sure that they can cause pain in various parts of the body. And that was like really interesting because I was like doing a session with Rich. And we sit down and like, okay, let's say we can target some entities that are usually targeting humanity. Because like I have a mindset that, okay, let's help humanity and like let's get rid of some so that things would be better. So what happens? I close my eyes, which is gonna guide me, and I'm gonna look for those entities. I start looking like, okay, I locate a few reptilians, I locate like a spaceship, tons of with like lots of thousands of entities or just say beings who are targeting humanity and making sure that they can turn on and off those beings inside us to cause various thoughts, various feelings, various expressions, so that they would generate negativity and make it loose so that they could feed off their generals and stuff. So when that happens and I locate some beings, they send the signals. Like, she is doing some work. Like, it's a trigger. Like, put on the alarm. And what happens is, I notice them, I see them, and all of a sudden, bam. Rich and I, we lose our connection. Internet all of a sudden disappears. Skype turns off. Our calls ends. And we cannot get back normally. We get on the call, like we are able to fix the internet, we are able to fix Skype somehow, but now like the video is glitching, the mic is glitching, we have our usual stuff. We call this Archon interference because once you start doing this sort of work, there's a lot of things happening. And for me, it's not a big surprise because since I'm giving a lot of sessions online and like helping people to get rid of their soul contracts or guiding them to get out of body and stuff, once we connect, or even like before connecting, we have a lot of issues. Like you try to get through the person and the call isn't working. You need to call like 5 times or something, and like there's a lot of issues. And I probably should not get into the technical side, but they are able to mess with this whole thing to stop us from this sort of work. So okay, we're able to fix our little surroundings and just okay, the technical side like is working, Skype is working, we're connected. Let's target the entities. What happens is that next time I close my eyes, I cannot see anything. All of a sudden, my visuals go black. You cannot see anything. It's completely white, and I'm like, what is this? And all of a sudden, I have a headache. My back starts aching. I'm like, there's a lot of noises outside and like on Rich side and stuff. And I become all of a sudden super reactive. And I'm like, I was never so reactive to sounds. Like, I never cared. And all of a sudden, I changed and start changing. And I'm noticing how I'm slowly becoming more aggressive or more like pissed off about this whole thing. And I'm like, whoa, what's this? Like, it's not me. So what I notice is that like there are tons of beings who do not like me targeting those who are affecting humans and stuff. And since they don't want me to do this sort of work, they target me big time. So I'm like, okay, let's like pull a step back, like look at things and like concentrate on those who are targeting me right now, not allowing me to go deeper and to like mess with the bigger guys who are messing with the humanity. So I'm able to notice those, and like all of a sudden the headache is gone, my backache is gone, I'm able to see again. But it takes a while to target those. And an interesting thing that I also found out, I'm like, who's that big guy controlling everything? And all of a sudden, I'm like looking for the big guys out there. Like I can't find it. Like usually I'm really good at noticing them, feeling them or something. And all of a sudden, like, what's this? And I'm like feeling the sort of as if someone was trying me from behind. Like I'm just feeling it like getting harder and harder. And I'm like, that's not normal. Like I've never had that experience. So I look inside and I see or feel the sort of huge entity, like literally trying to strangle me because they don't want me looking out there. But that's how they gave out. Like, oops, that was a sign that they're here. So what's interesting is that, I'm looking out there, like scanning for the big guys, but the big guy is right here, inside the body, where it's really hard to notice. And so I'm starting like having conversation, like, okay, who are you? Like, cause when you want to get rid of entities, there's like tons of ways, but for me, the way I handle it is basically first like have a conversation with the entity, and then find like agreements, like the common agreements that you and I, or like the you and entity have. So basically, I was looking for those, and apparently that entity came into my life like years ago. But the way they're doing it is like it's a professional hijacking. It reminds me of those, just like elite who are literally come in as no one gets into the head of like the country and becomes like starts out giving orders and stuff, but starts messing everything up. So they come in like looking as innocent and try to hijack the system. And I'm like, well, that's not okay. So I try to get like to know what that being is and what do you want. But interesting thing is that being identified as me. Like I'm like, who are you? Like he says you. Like I am you. And I'm like, okay, you. But basically, as I was like having the conversation, that being comes in, it comes in neutral, so that you would not notice it and think that it's a part of you. So that being identifies as a part of you, and now everything that you think, everything that you feel, it becomes a part of you. Like you feel some sort of emotion, you like that, you're excited about this, and that being like, okay, that's how I'm gonna feel. So once you not knowingly start accepting your feeling states and stuff, because like those little bitty entities, after you eat meat and consume it, becomes part of you, they're able to turn on the thoughts and become like channels. So now they're the channels of whatever like those entities or higher beings, like say like reptilians, want to direct at you. And if a reptilian gives a command, okay, that being is too happy, let's make it sad. And all of a sudden, those entities like become a channels and they like turn on that radio thing and starts like giving you out various spots. And you think that it's you thinking that thing. You think that it's you like being disappointed in something or looking for something negative, but it's actually the outer forces turning you and like making it all happening for you. So I'm handling this entity and like starting giving like sessions and stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, what's our common agreement? And we have like back and forth because like it tries to make sure that I do not notice it, or at least think that it's a part of me and I don't remove it. But then I find the common goal. Our common goal is to escape the matrix. For that being, I am the matrix because it cannot escape because it has like it's enslaved and it has orders from higher ups that that being will do everything to get rid of me to get out of the matrix. So I am his matrix, I am his limitation zone, and I am that thing that's stopping him. And I'm like, okay, who ordered you? And like stuff. And I find like these reptilians who are enslaving lots of beings out there. Like let's say you might have a great life, but parts of you will like disappear or something, or just get away, or you have a traumatic incident and part of you leaves. So that part might be enslaved by some bad entities or beings out there, and once they are enslaved, they get orders. So that's why we have them coming back looking like bad and like they start messing with us. So as I was giving that being a session, I get to leave, and also like I find their leaders, and it's amazing that they has this sort of cloud above the whole. Above everyone, like all the humans on Earth are connected by this cloud. So when you think like we have cloud on the internet and all the information might be stored, their technology, since they are freaking smart as can be, their technologies are way higher, way better. And everything we think goes into the cloud. Everything we feel goes into the cloud. So these guys throughout, they know absolutely everything about us. Knowing that information, they can use it against us and like start messing with us in tons of ways. Now, I find the common agreements I had with the entity. I'm able to remove it. I find their higher ups. I'm able to deal with that. I'm able to like use the galactic vacuum to get rid of the cloud. But there's so much going on. Their level of like intelligence and how everything's going on is like it's a big thing. And I've had like one of my viewers like saying like, hey, it seems like it's as if we're in the Truman Show, and I'm like 100%. Everyone here on the planet Earth is being the main character of the Truman Show. It's all about you, they're trapping you, you're being filmed all the freaking time. From the outside, from the inside. And, basically they're controlling your life and making sure that they can use everyone against you. And that's the interesting part. Like, as I was doing these sort of sessions, getting out of body and, like, targeting these entities, and I'm able to get their memories, as I deal with them, I'm able to tap into their memories and their conversations and everything that happens. And the great thing about it, when it happens in Ubi, and I get all of their past experiences, it does not affect me. Because basically, if you were able to know everything that happened to other human being, that would be like a little bit of overcharged, like, oh my god, there's so much, and you would be like, triggered by lots of things, probably. So when it happens out there, like in the multiverse, when you're out of body, it does not affect you. You get the information, it's like a stored up, but in the bigger picture, it's all a part of you. Like, you are playing both sides, good and bad. It's as if you created all the reptilians, and you created all the Greys, and you created all the beings here on Earth. But it's all, a game of scaling. How big are you going to look at it? Because if you were a galaxy, and you can literally incarnate as galaxy and be the whole thing. So let's say in galaxy, every star, every planet is a part of you, smaller ones. But what if in those planets, every single being out there would also be a part of you, conscious, but parts of you. And you can create tons of aspects of yourself, and you can be huge. You can be as huge as a galaxy and have everyone conscious, but you could move your perspective and shrink it, and then be a human. So it's all your creation, which is like, this whole thing. It depends on how deeper you can look at this. And it's a bit left mind-blowing. I know it's even hard to explain, but later about that. So anyway, I'm looking into the memories of these beings, and what I find is that everyone here on Earth is not only tracked, but it's also a truant show, and everyone in your life can be used as tool. Basically, they do not like beings that are awake because we are a threat to them. They hate us. Which is why they're gonna target you. If you know the information, you are a target because they do not want you to help others to wake up. They do not want you getting out. They do not want you to get out of body and doing a difference. And they're gonna basically target you and stop you in as many ways as they can. And the best way is using your surroundings. They might not be able to affect you, but they're able to affect people around you in any sort of way. And so for them, that's usually what causes the fights between people. You might have your usual relationship. Let's say your partner is a bad word. It was more for business. But your lover comes back from work and you came back an hour earlier and you didn't take out the trash. And so your lover comes back and you're like, hey, why didn't you take out the trash? And it becomes a thing. It becomes an argument. For you haven't taken out the trash for half a year. And first time after half a year, it becomes an issue. It wouldn't be an issue tomorrow or the after tomorrow or the next part of the year. But for that specific day, they decided to trigger your partner or your lover and cause that fight between you. Now, all they want from you is to collect the loosh. If they can use the people to cause you to fight, and now you're getting into, oh my god, the trash, and this relationship, blah, 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 and all these sort of things, they make people look into small things. Who gives a damn about the trash? No one. But they make us concentrate on little things. You can accidentally break someone's favorite cup. It's just a cup, no one died, we can make another one. It's not a problem, but, they might trigger the person, and all of a sudden it's a big thing. So, you and that person might never have a problem or an issue, and all of a sudden it's a trigger, and they are also, they have those beings inside them, and they can turn on those emotions, they can, enhance the feelings. So for you might have, okay, sometimes you get angry, and you do not react. But when that happens, when that sort of reaction happens, and now someone's accusing you for not taking out the trash, for accidentally breaking a cup or something, now all of a sudden those beings inside you, they're gonna trigger you and trigger the angry part in you. So all of a sudden you are way more reactive than usual, and you go out launching off into defensive mode. And basically, they make people fight as much as possible. It doesn't have to be arguments all the time, but whatever they can do to make us concentrate on life, on little things that do not matter to anyone, that's their goal. If they can shift your consciousness from learning more, trying to wake up more, or getting out of body, or help others to wake up and stuff, we are doing a big thing. If people can wake up, if everyone right here, right now, today, were able to have an out-of-body experience, everyone's mindset would change. But that's not the case because everyone's being limited. So if they're able to trigger us and mess with us like that, everyone's attention is on small things that are not important, but they did their job. Now instead of doing your work, instead of watching that video that was about to wake you up or give you a better understanding, you have to solve this thing about the trash. And now you have this an issue in your relationship with other people for a few days, for a few hours, for a week, who knows how long, depending on what kind of issue you've had. So for us, a huge thing is to control ourselves. Because they want you to give in and to be reactive. I've noticed huge changes in myself as I've been doing sort of work. Because basically, in past, as I was working with people and the sort of Archon interference would happen, and basically internet glitches, Skype glitches, and all the apps stop working and stuff. I would get pissed off, damn, I'm trying to help people and it's not working, and they would get that loosh out of me. So as I've been doing this sort of work for the last few days, for the last week or two, I've noticed that huge changes. I get this sort of thing internet glitches, Skype doesn't work or whatever, and I cannot connect to people. I'm it's just them messing with me. I'll wait. It's not a big deal. So they cannot get those emotions from me anymore. And then when that happens, when the technology surrounding me doesn't work, they're gonna try to trigger people because they know that I'm not reactive to technologies anymore. But the people, if they can trigger my emotions and trigger my psychological state, then for them it's a win. And for them, like, how are they gonna target you? You know yourself best. You know yourself better than anyone. You know what triggers you. And since you know yourself that good, they know you twice as well. They know you that good. They can read your every thought. They can read your energy, and they can send it out to like their high graphs and they will know exactly everything about you. They will know what you're gonna think next, so they can like foresee the news and like take things a few steps forward. And you think like, okay, I'm gonna do this, but they've already thought that you're gonna do this, and they're gonna try something against you. So it's a huge like chess game, and for us, it's really important to control ourselves. When we have fights with other people, best thing to do is basically diffuse it. I know that a lot of us try to stand our ground, like try to be righteous, because being the right is always the good thing, or it feels the best. Like oh, I did nothing bad, like I should like. Of course, you did nothing bad and stuff, but the person is triggered, and what happens is that the game is against you, and now they want you to be triggered by that person. So for you, it's really important to not allow that happen, and basically just diffuse the person. Listen them out, like hear them out, because like I don't know, like there's a lot of things in a relationship, but like simple things that people want is control, to be in control of the situation, to have security, and to have all that love. So if you have security, then you might want to be in control of the situation. And you're like, hey, I'm the boss of the house, and I told you to take out the trash and you didn't, and I want to be in control and I want you to take out the trash. And for you, it's basically chill down. They're doing the fighting against you. They want you to react. They want to trigger you, so that now instead of your big game, you would be on a smaller game. Just take out the trash, agree with the person, do the thing. Don't be the slave, but read the situation. Like, it's important to pick the side, or like at least read through the lines. To know where this whole thing is gonna go. Like, I'm not sure how to explain it well because of like my English skills and stuff, but my point is like we need to be in full control. And also, I think like knowing things like six basic human needs by Tony Robbins, for example, certainty, uncertainty, significance, connection, love, self-development, and contribution. Every person needs those 6 needs. To be certain and like have certainty in your life is basically to be secure, to feel safe. That's our needs of survival. Like if you were feeling uncertain all the time, you would eventually die, because like you're living in the world where everything's against you, and you might be damaged or hurt too much, and then it's gonna like really damage you, and you might like end up in death. Which is why we need to feel certain, we need to feel safe, and we're gonna do everything to have the certainty. And in lots of ways. Both in life to survive and have all of your needs, like the shelter, food, and everything's basic, but also having safety and security in relationships, having safety and security that you are certain about your situation. You know that you're gonna win, you know that nothing's bad gonna happen, and all that. Uncertainty is basically the needs for adventures or variety. So if a person is like, hey, you're always doing the same thing, change your routine. Go somewhere like, choose a different road to work. Like find all those things, but basically, these 6 basic human needs is a huge thing. And if you can please all 6 basic human needs for every person, you're gonna diffuse them all the time. I probably should clear out like those for those who don't know. So certainty, uncertainty, I covered those. Significance is basically feeling important. It's a huge thing for the male, I think. It's mostly for the male, but also like females. Like guys and girls also have it, but for guys it's a bigger thing. Like guys want to feel like really important, and everyone has needs, but for guys it's like a little bit enhanced. For girls have like love and connection, which is like a huge thing. So for guys, like, and for everyone, but specifically for guys, feeling certain in the relationship, knowing that you are important, hearing the compliments, hearing that you are the one or whatever, or not specifically in a relationship, but everywhere in your life, knowing that you are good enough at your work, that you are the best at what you do and stuff. We need to have that feeling, and also connection and love. If you have animals, you have a dog, you're gonna have the connection. But love is like intimate. You need to have something intimate, something private, something for you, which is like having your love of your life, which is gonna be a bigger thing. Having everyday person where you can like have sex and stuff, that's connection. It's not a big thing. It's gonna satisfy you, but for a short period of time. Having someone who's gonna be there for you, and being in love, being in that relationship where husband and wife are like two best friends and stuff. You come into a relationship to like have your emotions enhanced. So when you feel good, when something really good happens, who's the first person that you're calling and sharing it with? Why are you doing that? To brag about you, or to have that emotion enhanced and feel even the better higher up, like, damn, this is good, this is great emotion, and they feel it, and now you're both even getting higher on that. So it's a thing. Then we have personal growth. And let's basically say it goes in every way of life. Not only your relationship with the business or tons of things. If we're not moving forward, if we're not getting better, we're gonna go down. If we are always stuck with the mindset, or let's say the brain intelligence of the first grader, we're not gonna go that much. I mean, like, of course, you're fine. Like, your life might be fun, but you need to grow. You need to learn more. You need to always grow. You need to have new things. In business, if you've always stayed on the same level, always making the same income, uh, other companies will go above you and crash you. So you need to figure out new ways to make more money, to be bigger, to grow, to be better, and like go at the heads up and like being the best. So it goes in lots of ways. Learning, studying, doing lots of things, being the best at what you do, but keep growing, keep moving forward, and that's the thing, like, it's not about the goal and achieving your thing, it's about the journey. We think like, okay, I got the goal, I've reached that, now what? And it's a never-ending game, and people are like, don't fucking focus on goals because whatever, like, no, goals are fun, it's gonna like have you, like, it's like climbing mountains. You climb on the little mountain, it's like, yay, I achieved that, but there's a bigger mountain, like, and now you're climbing the other mountain. You're gonna feel the buzz out there, but the whole journey from there, what you learn, what you experience, is gonna be the bigger thing. So that's that's like self-development and personal growth and all this stuff. That's always a great thing. And the last one is contribution. If you were always doing things for yourself, eventually you're gonna get bored. You're not gonna have people around you. And contributing to humanity, contributing to others around you, just contribution is always helpful. So all these things covered up. Every single person has these 6 human needs. If you know what they need, like the person comes in and they're disappointed about you not taking out the trash. What do they need? Like, you just basically, okay, they're disappointed. So what do they need? And you know that they need some certainty, that they're in control, and you have their relationship, and if they tell you, they can trust you. So basically, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm gonna take out the trash right now. And you diffuse the person. It might be another situation, but basically you just look through the thing. You might look at, let's say, 12-year-old girl, and like literally the other day I was like on the bus and I was like, damn, that's a weird look. And like basically this is like 12-year-old girl. She has 12 she pierced like her ears all the way, her nose, her lip, her eyebrows and stuff. Lots of earrings, like makeup all over the face. And I'm like, well, that's good for her, but what I think she needs is significance. Like, people are not giving her enough compliments and stuff. She's not feeling that different. And everyone is cool, like, might look like me. And I'm like, oh, I'm simple. I don't use makeup and stuff. All natural. Yay. And she's like, everyone's all natural. I need to look different. And she goes, like, changes her looks and stuff. And everyone's like, look at that. She's different. And she's like, yeah. She gets off on that, feeling significant. So it's not basically for the guys. Like, everyone needs the significance. And for women, I think like because of myself, but also like everyone needs that. But mainly for women, we're gonna die for love and connection. We need that love. It's a big thing in our life. So, and look at life in various ways. Read people, know what they want, and it's not only 6 human needs. But if you know those needs and if you can satisfy them, it's really gonna help you out. Like if you go to the person and like he's like disappointed, the first 4 human needs. Certainty, uncertainty, connection, and love. Significance is basically your personal development, personal growth in your life. The other like personal development and also contribution is your spiritual needs. So those two are like 4 and 2 like different, but they are really important. So I'm like all over the place because like it's important to diffuse people around you to not be affected by them. When you know what they need, where they are in life, when you know why they're being triggered, you can diffuse them because you know the situation, and all of a sudden you know that they're not blaming you because you did something. They're blaming you because they feel uncertain. They have they have their requirements, they have their blueprints, and that is not being met, which is like why they're targeting you, because they're expecting you to fix that. And then you can look at like, okay, why do I have to help other people? Count that as contribution. You don't have to please everyone, but if you are, let's say, in a relationship, it doesn't have to be like loving your lover. It can be like your parents, your siblings, people at work. If you are able to satisfy all of their human needs, they're gonna go crazy about you and love you forever and like think you're the best person. So when something happens and they're triggered and now they like launch off to you, like if you are able to like fix and satisfy their basic human needs, they're gonna be diffused, and now the situation is like it's not a thing anymore. Now they're into like liking you and like, hey, you're a good person, and all the things that they had triggered is not a thing anymore, and you're back to a good relationship. So Archons are unable to mess with us if we are able to be in control, and I think like that's the best way to be. I mean, like relationship wise and like with people, like using those 6 human needs is like actually like really helpful. And I could make a separate video on each of those needs and like talk more about it if it's needed. But anyway, another thing to know, which is like I think is important and good, is knowing the brain chemicals. You know, we have dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, endorphins, and cortisol. So cortisol is basically everything that's negative. Everything like, you know, you're disappointed, sad, angry, pissed off, whatever, is going to be cortisol. So when person has that negativity going, whatever their reaction is, it's like explain, okay, they have cortisol triggered, there's going to be a thing. Why? And you can like, if you know the person, you can know what they need. 6 basic human needs, it's all explained, but it's also like breaks down into which brain chemical is pleasing that certain thing in their life. So for some people, dopamine, it's like being happy, achieving your goal, like survival thing. Like dopamine is like when you want to eat and you grab that fruit, you grab that food and you're eating, you got your dopamine hit. Serotonin is always like being certain, being sure, it just like makes you feel important. And now when you do your work and you're feeling productive, that's a thing. Oxytocin is like, again, connection, love, all the cuddly whatever thing, like just people being good to each other, like all the kindness and stuff, that's oxytocin. And endorphins is usually like crying will trigger oxytocin for those who, let's say, are into self-harm. Like, not basically into self-harm, doesn't have to necessarily be that. If you get triggered and you go to the gym to like punch the bag, you are doing that thing, but it triggers the endorphins, which is going to help you out to lower your cortisol levels. And what else? Like laughing, all the jokes and that stuff. Like we have comedians, and they are high on the endorphins when they do that. So basically, if you know the person, it can be your parent, it can be your person at work, like, you know, your co-worker, your boss, your lover, whoever you meet in life, just know their brain chemicals or 6 basic human needs. If you know the person, if you like have a relationship with them, whatever sort of relationship, but if you are connected to them, you know something about them, you can know what sort of needs do they need. And whenever something happens, you can look at those needs and try to please them, satisfy them, diffuse the situation, and now all of a sudden you're in control, you get your relationships better, and Archons have no control over you, and like they're like, damn it, they fixed it again. So it's a thing. And it's been a long video. I'm like, damn, I should go more, but I probably should end off here. Like, I've been talking for a lot of time, but yeah, being in control and not allowing those Archons to affect you and trigger you and use people around you is a big thing. So if you can like be in control of yourself when something happens around you and just, you know, use your logic and everything, that's gonna be a thing. Dealing with people is a separate thing, and I think I've gave most points of how I deal with them. Just basically knowing 6 basic human needs or their brain chemicals and using that. It's always helpful. Anyway, I think that's enough for now. I've been talking for a while. But hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you get some insights, and please share your comments, like whatever you have, like your opinion on whatever I've said and how you deal with people. Share all about it. I want to read everything and answer to you as much as possible. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a nice time. Bye.